Hi, well, this is Scott Picken coming live from Austin, and I'm actually at South by Southwest, which is the biggest technology, well, one of the biggest technology festivals in the world. Believe it or not, 70,000 people come all the way here to Austin in America. And really, this Wealth Insight is a really interesting one for me, is that I meet people all over the world, and they constantly have excuses. I mean, literally just yesterday, I met Gary Vaynerchuk. I spent some time with him. I learned from him. He's an incredible guy. And I had people on Facebook going, one lady said her husband would love to work for him. And I was like, well, it's very simple. Why is he not here? Like, he could have met him. And the lady's excuse was, well, we live in London. And I was like, well, that's not an excuse. I live in South Africa, but I'm all the way in Austin in America. And I'm kind of standing here in front of South by Southwest because my philosophy is, if you want to be the best in the world, if you truly want to live to your potential, if you want to live to your greatness and truly live your destiny, then you need to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And I've had the privilege of some amazing experiences around the world, but most importantly, it hasn't been by luck. I've made it happen. I've traveled to Fiji to spend time with Tony Robbins, and that's how I got the rights to Tony Robbins' business in Africa. I've come all the way to South by Southwest to spend time with the best technologists in the world. And last night I spent time with Richard Swart, who's a PhD in crowdfunding and probably the most respected academic mind in this space in the world. And I had dinner with him, me and him, just personally. So my thing is really for you is that if you want to be great and if you want to live a life of purpose, you need to make sure that you put yourself in the place where you can succeed. And so my Wealth Insight really is get out there, get on an airplane, get to the places where the right type of people are. Don't give yourself excuses. And I'll finish off with a story. It was 2010, and my philosophy in life has always been to work harder than anyone else. So on the rugby pitch, I was the fittest. At school, I worked harder than anyone else, and I always succeeded. But in 2010, 2009, 2010, in the business place, I'd finally got to the position where I couldn't work any harder. And my strategy wasn't working. And so I flew to Vegas. I went to Business Mastery 1, and then I got invited to Business Mastery 2 in Fiji with Tony Robbins and some other incredible people. And it cost me $50,000 US. Now, my mother nearly died when she heard the price. But, within 30 days, I'd figured out, I asked myself one simple question, and I figured out, and I made 450,000 Rand, which in those days was a lot more than $50,000, in less than 30 days. And so you have to put yourself in the situation where you're going to meet fantastically incredible people, because I guarantee you it'll help you step up in life. That's why I went to Necker Island for 6 days. I was the poorest, dumbest person in the room or on the island. I'm going again in April. So my Wealth Insight is travel, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the places where great people are, because if you hang around great people, it's only a matter of time until you yourself become great and fulfill your destiny. So that's all from me, coming live from Austin, Texas, South by Southwest. And if you want to understand how significant this is, I watched President Barack Obama talking live just yesterday. And most importantly, if you're enjoying this, share it with your friends, please. We're all about empowering 1 billion people. There's only one way we're going to do it, and that's together. Thank you very much. Cheers.